Hey man, they got some really, really dope. This one dude actually made a real lightsaber. Well, as real as you can get it, to
Mm-hmm.
where the
Some
blade
people,
itself
yeah, we're
was
talking about
actually
hoodies.
it was energy.
Right?
I saw that,
Yeah.
but it was like tied to a cord or something.
Right,
Like it had like a big
back
power
package,
cable coming out the back of it.
exactly.
I saw
He
that
was
shit.
cutting
Yeah,
through all types of metal and shit like that with it, man.
yeah, it was an actual functioning.
yeah,
You
a
realize-
functioning
lightsaber.
lightsaber, dog.
Yeah, people are we're live and we're talking about some hoodies and shit. So what's up? What's up to the Daily Smoke Session?
We got Vanna Bob over here trying to sell clothes and shit.
I'm trying to sell this. I'm trying to sell this.
Sign up here too and shit. Look,
Trying to sell this.
Sweatshirt, it's cold out,
If you want, we can get it lighted, lit up and all.
You know, it's like what they were talking about.
Yeah, man. It's called a lightsaber hoodie.
That would be dope. Sell it as a set.
Yeah.
You sell it as a lightsaber that comes with like a hoodie robe.
Hey, man.
We need to put that on the
we
shop.
can put that on
Right.
the shop, yeah.
Daily smoking.
Yeah, the
Come
daily
roll.
smoke lightsaber.
Smoke on the dark side.
Exactly. Yeah. So what's up, people? What's up, man? Glad y'all back for episode number 8.
Is it 8?
It's 8.
Eight.
Yeah, it's number 8, man.
Okay.
We keep messing up.
Don't worry, you'll
But
fix it in the post production.
Exactly.
Got you.
Yeah, so we on number 8, man, and we be getting a beautiful response, man. So we so appreciate y'all, man. I hope y'all liked that last episode. We had all them action figures and toys and shit out, man. We was nerding out like big time,
Man.
big time.
Look, if we do any more shows like that, I'm just gonna spend the night over here.
Yeah, dog.
And we just gonna stay up and
Hey, man,
play.
it was so bad that when I was editing the video, there was spaces in time where our heads were down and we was just playing with the toys and shit, and we wasn't even talking. So I put words up. It said some shit like something like maybe toys was a bad idea.
You over trying to do Megatron and all?
Yeah, I don't think we need to have that many toys on set no more. That's not a good idea.
We was nerding out big
Yeah,
time.
we took it a little too far, but we enjoyed our fucking selves. So
Yeah,
what the hell?
Yeah. Man, our boy Oslo was supposed to come through and chill with us, man, and nerd out with us tonight, but he said he had to reschedule, man, so we definitely waiting on him, man, so he can come through and chill with us. And your boy Lavelle, man.
Oh, you mean LL?
LL, man.
LL Lavelle is hard as but nah, dude, yeah, you gotta come through, and I need to hear more of this freestyling. I've heard rumors. I need to find out more about this.
And listen, man, for real though, on this show, we're gonna have MCs and stuff on here, man. So we're gonna have people rhyming, so you gotta come through and rhyme with us, Lavelle.
Yes, battle.
For real. And Kev, and you too, Kev, you gotta come through, man. You gotta come through so we can get on this.
He rap.
Yes, and he's actually pretty damn good.
Really?
Yeah. Who?
Kev.
Yeah. Yeah, he is, man. I came from a nigga pretty damn good, dog.
Okay. I don't know why. I find that hard to believe. I mean, hey, if you say it, okay.
Yeah, I would believe it,
But
You know how critical I am, my nigga. So.
And that's why I say,
Yeah.
if you say it
Yeah.
coming from you, I totally will defer to your expertise in that realm, because I haven't heard it for myself. But if you say he's dope, then he's dope. But I just find it hard to believe. I would.
Yeah, man.
Him as a dope MC, I would not have pegged it.
Yeah, man.
And I don't find it hard to believe that you find it hard to believe.
Hello, Tygo.
I told him I'm gonna make it big, but nobody even believe me. I took the gas and I'ma break it out. He about to see me on TV. If I see a chance, I'ma take it fast and I'm going in, no retreat. Got a duck feed, try to compete to do it all again up on repeat. And only way don't mean to come and slap again, but I've been really holding it.
Oh yeah, we got Brother Ron in the studio today, man.
Yeah.
So the whole squad here, man. The whole squad here. The Fab Five is in the high.
Yeah, y'all got the full daily smoke up in here.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. So what we talking about tonight? Oh, books that we like.
Yeah, we decided to do just a brief walkthrough, I guess you could say, on some of our favorite books. I know myself. I've read quite a few over the years, and I'm sure you have as well.
I think probably not as many as you have, but yes.
You know, dude, I'm obsessive when it comes to books. Matter of fact, I just finished. I was telling you about that series, the Mistborn series.
Yes.
That's after finishing, and it's a 3-book series. After finishing that series, I can honestly say it is one of my favorite series of all times.
Yeah.
When I'm telling you, the ending of that book, of that series, nearly brought like a tear to my eye, dude.
Word.
Like, it was that good.
Okay.
Like, and I think I was telling you this the other day. When you talk about an author who goes through and meticulously covers every plot point he has dropped through the entire book series, this man does not miss an I or miss a T. He covers it all. And when I'm telling you, he wraps everything up for you, you are left with no questions. You are left understanding exactly what happened and how you got there. Yeah. And it's beautiful the way he when I'm telling you, this is the way he wrote the story, he wove a tapestry. And there was just layers to it. Just things moving inside of things. And you're like, okay. And you don't really get what he's trying to do until he's ready for you to get it. Yeah. And for me, because I've read so much over the years, I very often can see where the plot is going before it gets there. And for an author to be able to keep me on my toes like that, that shit was lovely. Yeah. Really great story. The main character is a young female lead. The magic system in this book, in the world of Mistborn, you have people who basically have magical abilities that are based on metals. Mm-hmm. So you could be what they call a misting. You have the ability to burn one metal. It means if you take that metal into your body, you are granted certain abilities because of that. Okay. One of the metals is tin. Yeah. And so when you take in tin, it enhances your senses. Your eyesight gets better, your hearing gets better, your sense of touch gets better. Yeah. All of your senses get better from ingesting tin if you're what they call a tin eye. Yeah. Because you're that kind of allomancer is what they call them. And then you have various metals that can do these things, like bronze can sense other people using their metals. Yeah. So if you want to know if there's somebody around you who's an allomancer, then a bronze person can tell you because they can feel them burning the metals. Things like that. Then you have what's called a Mistborn. And a Mistborn is a person who can burn all the metals. So they basically get all the magical abilities in one person. Yeah. And so those, of course, are the most powerful and most dangerous people because they can do anything. These dudes can basically, just by, like, if you can imagine being Spider-Man and you're in a city, and instead of having to spin webs, all you do is pull magnetic lines and you can propel yourself across distances. So the main character can literally like hop around the city pulling off different metal objects because she has the ability to like pull herself or push herself off metal.
Yeah.
Dude, it's such a crazy ability. But see, and that's the thing too, it's not just magnetism, it is literally a connection with the metals. And when they take you through the entire explanation of how that came to be and why those powers exist, man, the author really did a good job in creating a world. And I just found out recently that there's actually some books in the series that take place after the ones I just finished, but they're supposed to be like hundreds of years into the future of this same world. So it's all the people from the first books are now like legendary characters in these newer books. So I'm interested now. I might have to go get those and check them out.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to check that out. When you was telling me about it the first time, it was tripping. But it reminds me a lot of the Avatar.
There's a lot that I can see why you can make that connection because it's not elemental in the same sense as Avatar, but it definitely
Just the
does
structure.
withdraw.
Yeah.
It draws on that same kind of magical system,
Yeah.
where there's a nature connection and a balance. But there's a specific reason why everything in the book deals with metals,
Yeah.
and like I said, he explains it. By the time you get to the third book, you find out why. And so there's a whole logic to the system that he created, and that just is, it's. You have this one metal called adium, and when when an allomancer takes this metal adium into their body, they can see the future. So they can literally, you can't win a fight with them because and the way he describes it in the book is they see blue outlines of everything you're going to do, everything you could possibly do. And it not only allows you to see into the future, it enhances your mind so your body and brain can react to things before you even are aware that you're reacting to them. That's just how it goes.
That's dope, man.
So it's like, and then there was a point in the book where two characters were fighting and both were burning adium at the same time, and they canceled each other out because they both were basically seeing the fight, but neither one of them were actually moving.
Say word.
I was like, what?
That's dope. Man.
It is really great. So that's my first entry as far as favorite books are concerned. Mistborn series. Dang it, I forgot the name of the author. But yeah, Mistborn series, man, I'm telling you, if you have the chance to check it out. And the books that I read actually belong to my son, so if you want to borrow them, I'll ask him if you can.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yes.
One of my favorites sitting over there. So.
Oh yes, Weapon X. Yeah, man.
Let's see.
That's good. That's
Brandon
good. Oh,
Sanderson.
goodness.
Brandon Sanderson is the author of the Mistborn series. Yeah, 3 books: Mistborn, The Well of Ascension, and the Heroes, the Hero of Ages. So yeah, man, they're definitely a fun ride.
Well, man, I one of the books that, one of the authors, Dan Brown.
Okay.
I really like a lot of his work, man.
Speak up.
I really, really do like a lot of Dan Brown's work, man. And the first thing that I read from him was Angels and Demons.
Okay.
And that book, man, I fell in love with it.
Didn't he write dang it, what's the name of that book?
Was there a movie for it?
Yes. Wasn't it
Yes.
Tom Hanks?
Yes, he played both of them. Angels, Demons was one, and the other one was called. Now you got me. See, you got me tripping.
That when we were looking for the Illuminati and shit.
Enter actions. Where is it? I just had all of this
The Tom Hanks
information.
movies, weren't they looking for like the
Oh.
Illuminati? And
Yeah,
that
it
kind of
was.
shit?
Man, why can't I think of the name of that book?
Dude, it's like a modern day Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that's what
type
it's.
vibe, but it's so dope, man. You know what I mean? You have this really, really intelligent, this really smart. He's a professor.
Yeah, like a history
Yeah,
professor.
Yeah, he's a
right?
history buff. He knows a lot of history, man. And so, you have this huge threat in one of the books where they're threatening to blow up the Vatican, and they have this thing that you may know it's called like the God particle, but it's I can't think of the name of it right now. It'll come to me, but it's like
The Da Vinci Code.
antimatter. Yes, the Da Vinci Code.
Okay.
That's the yes.
That's the book I was trying to.
Right,
think of. Okay.
right. Both of those are excellent, very, very excellent. Oh man, I love everything.
I didn't read
dealing with
Angels and
that.
Demons, but I did read Da Vinci Code.
How did you-
I
how-
thoroughly enjoyed that book.
If you love that one, then you will love Angels and Demons
Yeah.
too, man. I promise you. You gotta check it out, man. You gotta read the book. You gotta read that one. Since you read the other one, you already know.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely
Yeah,
understand
it's dope,
that.
man. It's
Now you were
definitely-
saying something about a God particle?
Yeah, man. So you ever heard about the CERN Institute?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know they have a particle
Accelerator,
acceleration.
right? And
Right.
they've been experimenting
Right.
with
So when they
creating those kind of things.
Yeah, but when they the part of the reason they do it is to try to create this antimatter substance.
Right.
Right. It's antimatter, but there's another word that they call it that I was trying to think of.
Okay.
But they also call it the God particle because of how powerful it is. Like once you create it, and it happens by the when they're accelerating the particles and they hit just right, they heat up so much that it creates this like it's like the opposite of reality. It's hard to explain.
Okay.
Because like whatever you're holding in your hand, it's that folded. It's the material universe folded inside out.
Antimatter is
Pretty much.
anti-reality.
Right. So if you know what antimatter is, then you know what I'm saying. I guess that's the best way I can explain it. But one of those, the smallest particle of one of those could power a major city for like a year. You know, and just for a very small one of those particles.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so they were in the book. So they had in CERN University. They every time they create them, they have these small chambers that they can hold them in, and then they store them, right? And they can't touch anything, right? Because the minute that it touches anything in our reality, it becomes unstable and it explodes. And imagine the power from, even though it is small, but if that amount of power could power a major city for a year,
That explosion would be
imagine
massive.
that explosion. So the way they have it set up in there, it's like a vacuum inside of the little chambers. And so it's sitting there, and it's basically floating in the middle of these little cylinders. So someone stole it. They got in and they stole one, and then they started saying they were going to blow up the Vatican with it.
Oh,
Right?
Jesus,
And they were
okay.
leaving all of these clues and stuff, and so the professor had to figure all of this out. So they called him to help him figure out the crime. You know
Okay,
what I'm
I
saying?
got you.
So it was that type of man, and the story gets so deep, man. Like, dude, I fell in love with his writing after that.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dan Brown, man, Angels and Demons, and what was the other one? The Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
This-
I'm gonna have to check out Mr. Brown.
This is Wolverine. This
My-
is one of the if you ask me, the greatest Marvel character ever created.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm in agreement with that assessment.
If you, Amy, since you are a reader, that's a good read if you want to know about Marvel, especially that character. That's a good read.
Yes.
It should take you about 30 minutes to go through that.
Wolverine, also known as Loki.
The man.
You know, saying with me, I'm not the most book type, but I'm game type. Dante, God of War,
Mhm.
my favorite game of all time,
Who was so Loki?
Yeah.
Legacy of Kain.
Los.
Dude, let's talk about Legacy of Kain for a second.
That's Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. That's even though it was PlayStation 2
Yeah.
when it came out, even though the graphics were, you know, at that time what they were.
Yeah.
Almost
the
like
shit.
But it was the story behind that
Dude,
got me through the entire
story.
game.
You know how
Like,
good
it was
that
so detailed.
You know how good that story was? I'll never forget, I was living in my very first house and my mom was spending the night with me. She was there for like a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every night after I come home from work, I would sit and play this game like until it was, until I got sleepy and went to bed. She would sit in the recliner and she was like, "You gonna play tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah." So she literally watched me play that whole, actually 2 of them. She watched me play one of the Soul Reavers,
It was Legacy of Kain.
And one of the Legacy of Kains, yeah.
Legacy
She
of
watching
Kain,
the movie.
Blood Omen.
Yeah.
It's damn near
That's what it
impossible.
was. She watched me play Blood Omen and
Blood Omen.
Soul Reaper.
There's actually 5 games to it.
Yeah,
It started off with Legacy of Kain, Blood
Yeah.
Omen, that's the first.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then they did Blood Omen
Man,
2,
I love that game.
which is they just re-entered, after the fact. And then they did Soul Reaver. And then they took both. Soul Reaver is a separate game in itself.
Right.
But it's
And
still
it
in the
was-
same lore and time.
But it was 2 of those.
And then they made
And then
the
they
5th.
played one game. They made one game where they
They tied
merged.
all together.
Oh
And-
my
and
god.
I have to
Tell
thank-
that story.
And I have to thank this man because he introduced me to the world of Legacy of Kain.
Dude.
Because he got me playing Soul Reaper. That was where I started, was with Soul Reaper.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, but the game blew my mind. I was like, yes, because you have to play it, and the
You have
abilities
to.
that you can gain as you play
Hold
throughout
on,
the
man.
game.
Time out. When Cain had got the ability to do this and draw blood from
Yes.
the victims without even touching them. I say, bro, and I'm a vampire lover, dog. I love anything vampire.
Legacy
When
of
he
Kain is a
did that, I
vampire
was like,
story.
oh, I'm sold. I'm sold, dog.
Yeah, for all you watching, Legacy of Kain is
Hey,
a
cuz.
vampire story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, and this vampire's taken in a whole
Different.
like
way.
direction. Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah.
Some of those boards, man, the shit you had to fight, the stuff you had to do, man. Hey, man, the story, that game was off the chain.
And it's not just an action game. You got to think about shit.
Yeah, man, you gotta think. You gotta think.
That's one of the things that makes that game a whole lot of
See,
fun.
that's one of those games where you go, if not for that, there would be no God of War. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
There would be no what you call it? Dante's Inferno.
Oh,
you know
for
what
sure.
I'm saying?
Figures, right?
Would be none of that, cause that's where that shit came from, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
the same game, just with better technology.
And then when I first picked the first Legacy of Kain, I was just going through what it wasn't GameStop at the time, but it was another facility like that, and I was just going through just random, random titles, and I'm like, hey, let me see what this is about.
Yeah.
And then the moment I put it in, the way the voices, because the voice acting on that was superb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way they
Yeah.
told the story, even though the graphics were subpar,
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta finish this, dude.
It's one of those games that the story really draws you in. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me.
Bless you. Yeah, the story really draws you in.
What'd you say?
Some good weed.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the story really pulls you in with those, man. But interestingly enough, that ties into one of my second books, because one of my second favorite. Well, and I keep saying books, but I'm talking about. I keep wind up talking about series, but of course, Anne Rice and the Vampire Chronicles. You know, I mean,
Thank you, Jonathan.
I mean,
Thank you, Jonathan. I have built other relationships off of just being an Anne Rice.
Yeah,
fan.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, dog?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I wish I could.
And shout out to her because she just recently passed, man. God, dog, that means no more books.
Okay.
Man.
Side note: you read some of the witch books, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you
I
know
didn't
about,
get as deep into those as I did with.
but you know about the house with the keyhole shaped door.
Yes.
That
Yes.
house was real
Yeah.
and existed in New Orleans.
Okay.
But after Katrina, it was destroyed.
Oh man. See, you know, man.
Landmark.
And I know this may sound crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know this may sound crazy, but I really don't believe, like, when you read Anne Rice books, her shit was too vivid to not have really known something. And I could be just tripping. Because I'm a fan and I, you know what I'm saying?
No.
But
No.
when you read her books, you get this sense of, hey man, she knows something. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too vivid.
Right.
It's too real. Like some of that shit, and we all have imagination. We're creatives. So we have very, very deep imagination.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It goes everywhere. But when you notice some shit is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She was different. And like I don't think if she really passed, if that shit is real, if that was real, she's not really dead. She would be with them now.
It would be, you know what? I would.
With the great writers.
The thing about it is, man, Anne Rice has a talent for writing a story and using her fiction or basing her fiction on real things.
Right.
Like, of course, we're fans of comic books, so we're used to an over-the-top setting,
right?
Of like the Marvel universe or like the DC universe or something like that. But she created a universe that was based in reality, based in very real historical periods and things like that, based on accepted beliefs in even certain things, as far as how we understand religion in some ways. She took all of that real world information and she wove her fiction around it in such a way where it makes you question what you really think about reality.
Yeah.
That is, if I could have ever met the woman face to face, I would literally want to just do nothing but like kiss her hand and be like, lady, you did some things, because she told stories in a way like nobody else. She was like that. She's one of my favorite authors of all time. But the Vampire Chronicles, hands down, is my favorite work by her. Yeah. The Vampire Lestat was like, that was my hero when I was in like high school, because that's when I first read that
I remember
story.
just sitting on the football field and you were just telling us a story. I was like, really? Ooh.
Like, dog, it was this bad. I would come to school waiting until school was over so we could go sit in there while he was doing what he does with the football team and tell us the damn Anne Rice, stat stories. Dog.
Yes.
Like,
on the bleachers,
and then in the summertime, that's when it, dog.
Sitting on the bleachers,
that's when I started really getting into some of the other books.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wound up telling these guys the story basically as I read it. I would read a few chapters, like over a day or two, and then we'd hang out the next day. Or no, I would think we was damn near daily, about.
So on the bleachers.
So like I was the trainer for the football team, so I'd be out on the field for that, and they would come hang out with me while I was doing that, and I just tell them about what I read the night before, and the story just was that compelling that even in my pitiful retelling of it.
No. See, that's what I was finna say, man. First of all, I gotta applaud your storytelling ability, right?
Okay.
Because it was amazing, but then you go, but look what you had to work with too. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's how perfect it was. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful, man.
It was compelling even by secondhand.
Dude.
So yeah. I was very happy to share those stories with my brothers.
Needless to say, that was my next one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I kind of figured you might have said it because
I
you
already knew that was
introduced
going to
me.
be in his repertoire.
Right.
Okay, so. Oh wait, did you have another one?
Actually, yeah, man. This is more on some self-help shit.
Okay.
Self-help shit. It's about to go up top. Yeah, man. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, man.
Really? I've never actually read that.
Really, really good book, man.
Okay.
Yes, it's giving you financial advice, but he tells you his life story of how he saw things. He literally had two dad figures, right? Mm-hmm. One was very, very rich, right? And one was a college professor. Okay? So he didn't make a lot of money, made modest money. So he taught one philosophy on life. And his rich dad taught a whole different philosophy on life. Basically, kind of in opposition to what this father was teaching.
So he got to see it from both
sides.
Okay,
and
so it's not just
story,
the title,
the way
but
it interweaves from the things that this father made him do and the shit that this father made him do. Man, it was a beautiful story, man. You gotta check that shit out, man.
Okay.
And it's very, very intelligent in showing you how to look at money in certain ways.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you hear why that was like a bestseller and shit, I understand perfectly why, man. That shit was really dope, man. That's a really dope book, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surprising. Okay. I'm sure I probably knew somebody who read it, but I don't because it was so popular. But I didn't know. I never had anybody actually give me any feedback on it, so it's interesting.
Yeah.
That would make me actually want to read that now because I had never really had an interest in it. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man.
So he's telling his real life story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, that's got to be like as far as having an understanding of how like the actual levels of our society works.
Yeah.
Like the perspective you got to be able to pull from that, right?
Exactly.
You know, especially if you're an intelligent person to begin with, so you could actually sit back and appreciate the differences in what you're actually being taught.
He starts talking from the time he's a little kid, right?
Right.
Because he's had these two father figures from the time he's a little kid. So he's had these two father figures from the time he's a little kid. I'll be so laid back just talking, dog.
Yeah,
My
like your
voice
voice
be
be
getting
little
low.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So he's telling the perspective from when he started as a little kid and the things that, like, you know, him and his best friend were trying to do a lemonade stand.
Okay.
Right? And the different advice each father told him as a little kid, you know what I'm saying, on how to run it. Completely different.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's getting that and he's learning from both sides. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's really dope, man. You gotta check it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Okay. I'm interested in that now.
Yeah.
Okay. This book is one of my. It's actually two of my favorite authors. Okay. Terry Pratchett.
Okay.
And Neil Gaiman.
Okay.
And it's called The Good Omen.
I've heard of that. But I
okay.
haven't read it.
Have you ever read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so you've read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Well, I watched the movie.
I saw the movie.
Yeah.
I watched the movie. So.
And not taking anything away from the movie, I enjoyed the movie. I really did. As far as what you could try and squeeze into the short time frame that they had compared to what that story was, they did all right. And Mos Def was funny as fuck. That was amazing.
Yeah.
But The Good Omen is on that level.
Yeah.
It's okay. So the basic story is you have this angel and this demon.
Okay.
Who've been around.
I'm already there.
Who've been around since the beginning of time. They were both there during creation.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, the way the story goes is the demon was a demon by accident.
Okay.
Well, okay, the demon was a demon by accident because he didn't like rebel against God when Satan and the other demons did, but he got in trouble because he didn't fight on either side.
Just neutral.
He tried to claim he was a pacifist, and so he basically got sent to hell with the other demons. He's like, but I'm not evil, you know.
Right.
But now he's stuck on that side.
Right.
And then the other angel, he feels bad for this dude. You know, they meet each other over the course of centuries, and they actually like become friends, and they both know that eventually the apocalypse is gonna come, and it just so happens that our guy, the demon, he winds up getting responsible for delivering the Antichrist to the hospital where he's supposed to be born.
Okay.
And he fucks it up. So the wrong, the instead of getting raised by Satanists, he winds up getting raised by a normal family. Okay. And the family who winds up raising the normal kid wonders why this kid isn't all like evil and shit. But then at one point in the story, hell automatically, because the Antichrist is born. Oh, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Yeah. They get released at a certain point. The war is a woman.
I believe that.
I'm not
and
surprised.
She's an extremely hot woman, and everywhere she goes, fights break out.
I'm not surprised.
Dude, and
I can see that.
I can see
that.
The story, and like, there's so many levels to the story, and I haven't even told you the best part of the story yet. Is the whole thing is a comedy. Okay. I have literally only read 2 books that when I read them, I literally laugh out loud. Yeah. One was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and the other was Good Omen. Okay. When I'm telling you, the book is so fucking funny, man. Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman together, those two, they have that dry British kind of humor. Yeah. And if you dig that, you gonna be you will spend the entire book reading laughing. It's just funny. There's a character in the book called Agnes Nutter. Okay.
I'm not gonna say that.
She was the last real witch that was actually burned at the stake in England. Okay, and but the thing about it was that she actually was a witch, and one of the things that she did was she saw the future. So she wrote a whole book of prophecies. Oh, word. Okay. And so there's people out there who know what's going on, and there's, trying to stop the Antichrist and all of this and the end and all of that. So, but Agnes Nutter wrote it down in her book. Now, hold on. Let's show you how gangster Agnes is, okay? So Agnes could see the future, right? So when they came to arrest her for being a witch, she knew they was coming. Right. So she was ready for them. She was like, I'm not finna put up a fight, do what you gonna do. So they, took her to the center of town, tied her to a stake, set on fire. They never bothered to check her. The bitch made shrapnel bombs underneath her clothes. So when they set her on fire, it blew up and took everybody else out in the town with her. Because they was all standing around to watch the bonfire.
If I'm going, you going.
I was like, what?
Take me out, take you out.
I mean, dude, the things that they come up with in this book. The kid, the Antichrist, at one point, hell releases a hellhound. Just automatically, the hellhound has to go protect the Antichrist, right? And of course, they describe it as this black, monstrous shadow that's released from the depths of hell, and it's coming, running across the land, and blah 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 blah. It gets to the kid, and of course, the Antichrist chooses the form of the hellhound. Okay. And so, because this kid had not been raised by Satanists, because he had been just raised as a normal kid, his hellhound turned into like a fucking schnauzer. It was just like this cute little dog. But if you fucked with the kid, that dog would like eyes would glow red and he like go crazy. But it turned into like a regular dog.
What the dog you had, those?
Now the interesting thing is they did make it into a series. It's on Amazon Prime. Oh, word. Yeah. They actually made it into a series on Amazon Prime. I haven't watched it. I started watching it, and even from the first episode, I think I only watched the first episode, and the first episode that I watched, it actually did seem like they did a pretty good job. The 2 actors that they have playing the main angel and demon, I really like. I can't think of their names right off the top of my head.
What's the name of it?
It's called Good Omens.
Good Omens. I thought I on Prime.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime.
I'm gonna see the little fingers.
Yeah, Good Omens.
That was that.
But yeah, man. What the subtitle on that book is The True and Accurate Prophecies of Agnes Nutter or something like that.
It's the last thing that's killing me. I'm sorry, it's the last thing that's
I
killing me.
thought he was gonna say when you try to light her on fire, she just put the fire out.
No, that's a whole nother type of book, man.
Agnes Nutter.
It's the last thing that's killing me. I'm sorry.
But as a side note though, Neil Gaiman as an author, man, I'm telling you, this dude writes some incredible books. If y'all aren't familiar with Neil Gaiman, check out. I mean, honestly, you could pick up anything that Neil Gaiman wrote, and you will enjoy it. I have yet to read anything from that man that is not a really good, well thought out story. He tells some really good stories. I got my daughter hooked on one of his books at one point. Oh man, I can't remember the name of it. But it was basically like a short story. The Ocean Down at the End of the Lane was the name of it. And it's like a short story. The book is only about that thick. It's a very thin read. It's not long. Yeah. But it's just about a kid and his neighbor. And the neighbor has magical powers and an ocean hidden in their field.
Okay.
I'm not gonna explain it more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just go with that.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the kind of, and Neil Gaiman writes those kind of. He wrote a book called what is it, the Unlondon, I think. And it's about like an underground version of London. Like there's a city underneath the city, but in the undercity, like all the magic and stuff is real.
Okay.
He did one, but his is like the everybody. Those kind of stories are kind of cliche, but he did a really good one. Yeah, and he's just he's a really good author. So if you ever just like looking for something to read, Neil Gaiman writes some really good fiction. Yeah.
Okay.
And he does I think he does art too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of art?
I'm not gonna try to describe it. Just check out his Instagram. Because he does art. He does post a lot of his art on his Instagram. Yeah. So
is his art reflective of the type of stuff he writes?
Oh yeah, you would definitely see the correlation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's really cool. So
That's dope, man. So I remember when I was about 16 or 17, man, I read this book called Science of Mind. Right? And the author's name is Ernest Holmes. I can't say I've read anything else that he's written, but I really enjoyed this, man. It made me just kind of see certain things from a different perspective.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like, you know how you have a lot of people who are now claiming things like, you know, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So this was kind of like a early book about that, but it explained what that really is.
Okay.
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Right. It's not really a religious thing at all, but it's more about, it's written from the perspective of a guy who is a believer in God, right?
Right.
But it's just, I'm trying to find the right words because, like, it's been a while since I read it, but it really just opened my mind on. It made me look at everything in a bigger perspective, man. Like, you know, because when you grow up and you come up as like a Christian or a Catholic or whatever the case is, you have more perspective of most things around you from that as a basis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as you grow, you know, of course, you know, your thoughts widen. You know, you take in information and you start to see things differently. But this is one of those things that made me look at the universe and how we interact with the universe around us, and what that universe is, and like, is that God or what God is, and our relationship to whatever that energy is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, and this was like you know, I was like 16, 17 years old when I'm reading this, so it just had a really big impact on me, man. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it helped me. I think it really helped me go down this certain path that I'm actually glad I went down. You know what I mean? So I thought it was a really important book, man.
Yeah, I can understand that, especially at an age like that. Something that even dealing with that kind of subject matter, you know. I can think back to times of books that I read that had those kind of changes in just the way I saw certain things.
Right.
You know, whether it's fiction or whether you're reading, you know, more so like, you know, science and things like that. The benefit of just reading in general, man, just having, and don't get me wrong, I understand that not everybody, you know, is into like the physical book thing,
Right.
but I can't read on a digital format. I really need to have an actual book in my hand. I've tried, my brain can't register the words when I'm trying to read on the screen, you know, so I read, you know, I have to have actual physical books, but the thing about it is, oh, dang it, I forgot my point.
Because you asked that question, if I had you point.
I asked this question.
Because you thought it was religious.
I thought it was religious. Hey man, you know, I've been smoking, dog. You gotta explain to me. Right.
Nah, I'm talking about Dante's Inferno.
Right. I figured that out by reading this. What did I say in regards to this? You gotta refresh my memory.
Because you thought it was like it's like a part
Oh,
of the Bible.
now I remember the conversation we had like last time. Yeah, and I said, okay.
No, it's actually it's a writer who depicted the 9 levels of hell, but it was supposed to be like his interpretation of.
Okay. Got you. Appreciate you. Yeah. I'm with you now. I'm with you 100% now.
14th century writer.
Yeah.
And
man,
he actually got ridiculed for writing that
story. Yeah, that's right. Man, that story is so dope, man. That story was fucking phenomenal. You read it, huh?
Which one?
Dante's Inferno?
No, I never actually read the
Really?
book. Yeah.
Oh man, that's such a good story, dog. But you played the game, or you said you saw your kids play.
Yeah, I watched the playthrough of the game quite a few times actually.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I have to admit, I thought it was like, oh, this is religious. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just a writer, but he got so ridiculed for writing this. You know, the 9 levels of hell, this, and this, and he got ridiculed at the time for writing this shit.
Yeah.
But then they did a game, and I'm sorry, I'm a gamer. I'm sorry, people. I'm a gamer. I'm not that much of a reader. I'm a gamer. So
I mean, what you apologizing for? Not everybody reads shit. You know, I mean, that just so happens to be something for me that books have always taken precedent even over video games. If it was a new book coming out that I wanted to read, and that same weekend a new game was coming out, I'd go get the book.
Say word.
You know what I'm saying? Hell, probably get 2 or 3 if it's a series and they all come out, you know, at one time.
Right.
I'm gonna go do that.
You know what, man? I love reading, but in those days, if it had been a video game over that book, man, I think that book might have had. See, but you know what? You know what? Let me rephrase. Let me think about that first, because when I think of Anne Rice books, and I know an Anne Rice book is coming out, dog, like nothing like you gonna get that book, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of feeling you when you say that. When I really think about it, if I'm gonna be honest, when I really think about it,
and don't get me wrong,
you about right.
You, I can understand there might be certain books that'll do that for you. It might not be, but for me,
for you, just general.
In general, my first choice would go to the book. If I got some money to spend on myself, and I'm thinking, ooh, I wanna run out and go grab something for myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the bookstore.
To the bookstore,
That's but
that's a beautiful thing. It really is. Man.
Yeah, it just
really
is.
Though.
It just is, man. It's
that's
my.
how I want my kids to be. You know what I'm saying,
dude?
That's how Amy is.
Yeah.
But that Mistborn series,
Yeah.
my oldest son, my youngest son, I've been trying to get him into reading for years.
Yeah.
And that was the series that finally made it happen.
Yeah.
He started reading that first book, and it really pulled his attention. And then he read the series, and now since he's finished it, he has gone on to read several more books, and he's like really gotten into reading now.
Yeah.
He's like ordering books online and shit.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yep, it's all it ever takes is just the right story to get you into it, to make you say, okay, this 400 or 500 pages. Like, that always seems like a lot when you first start reading.
Yeah.
But then once you actually start getting into reading books, and you're like, 400 or 500 pages ain't nothing. That's a short story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mr. Muse, I'm still waiting for Tooth and Claw.
Oh, man.
I
Here we
know,
go.
right?
Oh,
man.
That ship didn't sail, brother.
No, you can still
Actually, Maverick has been working on that. You should talk to him.
Yeah, that's right. He has.
Yeah.
Tooth and Claw?
He's done some art for it.
Yeah. He's drawing pages.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
You should holler at it, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Tooth and Claw.
Yeah, man.
He asked me to work on it with him, but I wasn't.
But see, now your creative juices is flowing, man. So what you gonna do, Doc?
Man, I don't know if I'm feeling it.
Say what?
Right now, writing for me is intimidating right now, and it shouldn't
Why
be.
so?
It shouldn't be intimidating. It should be something that I enjoy, but I'm not to the point yet where I can enjoy it. So I got.
Yeah, we still got to do with delicious and juicy.
Now see, here's the funny thing. Interesting enough, if we ever do get this to the level that where we want to get, thank you, brother.
Yeah.
When we get there, then who knows? I might, once I have the opportunity to actually relax a little bit, if I can get rid of a 9 to 5.
Oh yeah, that's the goal.
The writing may become a thing I
It's
can
up
do.
to y'all people.
But you know what?
It's
I'm
up
gonna
to
tell
us.
you this, brother. I'm gonna tell you this. As a creative, stop saying I'm gonna do when, and just do. That's why you have the gift. You have the gift to utilize it. So utilize it. Stop putting things in the way of you utilizing your gifts.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Those are excuses.
Speak up for me a bit, brother.
So
In other words,
Just
fuck it.
do it.
Start writing.
Do it.
you know what I'm
Do
saying?
it.
Yeah,
Anytime you got
for
some
real,
time,
man.
do
If
it.
it's been on your mind like that, that means it's something that your soul needs to get out, man.
Yep.
You gotta pay, you know
It's
how
always
it
been
is.
my
You
mind.
gotta
When
pay
you-
attention
when
to the
you-
universe, man. When it talks
Tooth
to you,
and
you
claw.
just gotta be receptive. And you're a receptive brother, but everybody ain't receptive to everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I'm telling you, if it's talking to you like that, do it. Don't put no expectations in front of it. I gotta wait for it, cause if that's the case, it's not gonna ever happen.
Yeah. That's
If you don't ever want to look back and know the potential you have for something, and wish that you didn't even give it a try.
When you first told me just your idea, Tooth and Claw, I was on board, and it's still in my mind today. Tooth and Claw.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man.
But if I did anything, it's not gonna be that.
Say what? Say what?
That don't get me wrong, B. It's a good idea. I'm not saying that the concept is not worth looking into, but for me to get started again, that's a grand scale story, and that would require a level
Netflix.
of research that I'm not ready to deal with
Netflix.
yet.
That's where we going to go.
Dude.
That's Netflix.
Because do you understand the mythology and shit that I would have to research
Yeah.
to write that story correctly?
Yeah.
When he was
So,
saying,
like,
just Frankenstein being this scientist and this, I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, that's
What's-
that's a beautiful.
what's
thing.
interesting is there's an anime called Soul Eater. Have y'all ever watched?
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I haven't
Yes.
watched it, but I've heard
Okay,
of it.
Yes.
in Soul Eater, you have this character named Frankenstein, Dr. Stein. Okay.
Okay.
And just to kind of briefly explain the show, you live in this world where you have what you call weapons and meisters.
Okay.
Okay. Weapons are people who can literally turn into weapons, and the
Okay.
meisters are the ones who wield them.
Okay.
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 And you have what's
So
called
weird.
a soul bond between the meister and the if they're paired correctly.
Yeah.
You have a soul bond between them that makes each more powerful together than they are apart.
Okay.
Okay.
That's dope. That's
So,
dope. That's dope.
Now the goal of a meister, because this is all in a high school, this is a high school of death. Death is the principal of the high school.
Okay.
Okay. And so the goal of a meister is to create a death scythe. A
Okay.
death scythe is a weapon that has killed 100. What is it? It's
100, not damn souls, but
Quiche and eggs.
yeah.
Quiche and eggs. So they.
Real quick. There's a really dope
Talk up.
Gundam. There's a really dope Gundam robot that's in all black and he carries this big scythe. And his name is Death Scythe. Okay.
Okay.
It's really dope.
Nice.
But go ahead.
So you feed it 100 quiche eggs, which are evil souls.
Okay.
Okay. You feed it 100 quiche eggs. I mean, no, 99 quiche eggs
Okay.
and 1 witch soul.
Okay.
And if you feed your weapon that exact formula, they become a death scythe. They
Okay.
become more powerful.
Okay.
And then actual Lord Death is what they call him.
Okay.
He can use that weapon as one of his weapons. He
Okay.
has the most powerful weapons, of course, because he's dead.
Right.
And so you have this character named Stein, who is one of the teachers at this high school for meisters and weapons.
Okay.
But he's psycho.
Okay.
It's kind of mental.
Like, he's crazy. And he has a giant bolt in his head.
They twist this.
And as he's talking to you, he'll be turning the bolt like, nah, that isn't right. As he's thinking about shit,
Yeah.
and the bolt like clicks.
Yeah.
You know, and he sits in the chair backwards, and it's one of these. He always finds rolly chairs, and he rolls around instead of actually getting up and walking. And he's always like sitting on the back of the chair like this with like glasses, but the reflection of the glasses you can't see his eyes. So he's
This is a cartoon.
yes,
It's
man.
old. This has been out.
This has been out, and it's on
Wow.
Netflix. So check it out. It's
Okay.
called Soul Eater.
Okay.
And so when you
Yeah, I've seen. I just never watched it.
oh man,
Why?
it's so good. It's
Why?
so good.
Okay.
The main character is this chick named Maka, and her
I-
weapon is called Soul. His name is Soul.
Okay.
Okay, and then you have this one dude named Black Star, and his weapon is
Like a ninja chick.
I can't think of her name. Tsubaki.
So it's always mixed gender. It's always a dude and a female.
Is
Or
it?
is it females,
No.
females, males, or does it matter?
It all depends on the bond between.
Yeah,
them.
it can be female, and it can be male and male.
Okay.
It's not gender specific.
Right.
Lord Death has a son. He's called Death the Kid.
Okay.
Okay, and Death the Kid, he has 2 weapons. He has these 2 sisters. They're twin sisters, but they're not
Guns.
identical twins.
Yeah.
But they turn into guns, and he uses them, and he shoots with his pinkies.
Okay.
So he always holds them upside down.
Yeah. So yeah, it's on Netflix. It's a
Dude,
whole
what I'm
series.
telling
Okay,
you, the whole show, it's funny, but the action top notch.
Yeah.
There's a werewolf character in there.
Is it goofy funny or is it?
Oh, it's goofy funny.
Is
Yeah,
it goofy funny?
it's goofy funny. Yeah.
But it's still, but the action in it is it gets down. So,
I can tell you right now, one character you will love. You gonna love Black Star.
Okay.
Black Star, he's a ninja. He's an assassin, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know how to be quiet. He walks into a room and announces himself, I am Black Star. I am the world's top assassin, and I'm here to kill you.
it's just what is.
But then at one point, he does that like in like a room full of like mafia dudes, and he kills them. Like, yeah, you was supposed to just walk in and kill that, get that one dude. Nah, he killed the whole crew.
He just walks in like, hey, he announces himself.
But
Which
that
is the opposite of fucking ninja.
But that's what makes the show great, man. It's a fun action show. So when they get action, when the fights are going on, they're serious. They about their business.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I do love as far as being an anime, it's not one of those shows where the character spends half the episode powering up.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yes,
because of
man.
fighting, there's going to be some
Right.
episodes where they have to do like, okay, we're going to fight through this and the power of teamwork and all of this.
Right.
They have this thing called soul resonance on the show where once they can fully match their soul wavelengths,
Yeah.
then they become even more powerful. And oh man, the stuff that they be doing with that is really cool.
Say word.
So check it out. Soul.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go ahead and see. That's what I love about the show. You always leave away with some really good shit to
I
go
just-
check out, man.
I just recently rewatched the whole series. Like
Yeah.
that's how good it is, and that's like my third time rewatching
I
it.
think like only one season of it.
Yeah, I think it's
What was his name again?
Soul
Soul
Eater.
Eater.
Soul Eater. I
Soul
think it's only
Eater.
one season. So
And the animation style is real fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a character on there called Medusa.
Okay.
She's a witch, and that's
And the thing is, even
That's all I'm gonna say.
even though the principal,
Okay.
the principal of death, he's
She's a student.
she's the nurse.
Oh, she's the.
even the
Alright.
principal. When you
Okay.
see him, like you think of
She
death
sounds
with
like
the
she's
with
sexy
the
for some
sights
reason.
and all that. He's like the most pleasant, fun looking principal. Even though he's supposed to be deaf, even though he has the skull and all, but when he gets serious, you actually see death. In his full form. His full.
Yeah.
But the entire series, he's just like.
How was he when he was me?
The
Huh?
whole time.
How was it when he was me?
I'm talking about it gets dark. You're like.
No, you said.
He
The
gets
whole
dark.
time Bobby,
I'm sorry.
Bobby was doing this shit, talking about. All I could see was Terrence and Phillip.
This is
Terrence.
this is what Lord Death looks like in the show.
Not furnace.
That's when he's just like normal being the principal, right? But let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, when he gets serious.
Because that is not what I pictured, dog.
Yeah, I'm like, they're all like.
But when he get serious,
That's not what I pictured either.
no. But yeah, but the show's
It's fun. It's a
Sure,
fun show.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
fun show.
It's fun.
Say word.
it's definitely worth it.
Alright,
that's
Los,
okay.
I'm backhand over here. So Los, what we got?
It's over an hour, so.
Oh,
Say
yeah,
word.
good.
Say word. Alright, man.
We're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah. So we appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. And don't forget, man, we gotta we're supporting Stand for the Silent.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. That's the movement to fight
Stop.
bullying. All right.
And help stop childhood suicide.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
Yeah, the creator of the foundation, Kirk Smalley,
Right.
he actually lost his son to childhood suicide. I think he said he was like 11 years old.
Yeah, if you can
Um,
check out episode 114, that's.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
check
go
out that
watch that.
episode.
Yeah.
You can hear the words from the man's mouth himself because we had him on the show. And mad respect for the man. One of the probably, I could say, one of the strongest individuals
Yes.
I've ever had the privilege of meeting.
Yes.
Lost his son
Yes.
and wife.
That man is,
Man.
you know, that man has a backbone made of steel.
Yeah,
Because
man.
good grief, man.
Yeah.
You know, losing
That's
your child is bad enough, but then a few years later to lose your wife as
Wife.
well, and then
Make
you
that
keep
promise.
going because you don't want anybody else to be able to have to deal with the pain of losing their child like
Right.
yours did.
Right, man.
Children as young as 6 years old killing themselves.
That's crazy.
You know,
Suicide
over
period.
bullying, over being
Suicide
bullied
period.
at school or being bullied online. So if you do want to, you know, maybe donate, go to our website, thedailysmoke.com. We have a link on our website that'll take you right to their page for donations. So please check it out, read about the organization, hear about Mr. Smalley's story, and I hope y'all find it in your heart to, you know, give him a donation. Even if it's just $1 or so,
Yeah,
you know, give him something because it's a really good cause, and I think we can help him out.
And
So,
he travels all over the United States, man, and it's all on his own dime.
Yeah, coming
It's
out of
his
his
own dime and donations, man. That's what they strictly run off of.
yeah,
And he's been doing this for 11 years, just like that, man. So we gotta continue to support this man. Got to, man.
yeah.
You'll see the link.
Uh,
Please, please.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so
please
check
go,
us out.
Check us out.
On thedailysmoke.com, and then the link is at the bottom of the page. So please hit him up and help him out.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So everybody good, man? Everybody want to say anything?
Oh, we're good. I'm good.
All right, that's a bet, man, and we do appreciate y'all, man. We've been getting some excellent responses on the video.
Keep watching.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep watching
So
us. Thank you.
yeah,
Hey
Thank
man,
you.
we appreciate
we
it.
really
We
appreciate y'all,
appreciate it.
man. Don't forget, man, y'all go to the website too, man, and go get some merch, man. Go get some Daily Smoke merchandise.
It helps us
man.
out.
Yeah,
We can get
we
to
just
bring
hit
out better and
1,000.
better
We
content.
just hit 1,000 subscribers, over 1,000 subscribers. You know, for the whole podcast, man. So, you know, we really, really appreciate y'all, man. Most definitely. Let's continue to keep growing, man, and we love y'all. I'm your boy Big Ruck,
Brother Jam.
Brother Bishop.
And Brother Los.
and we are the Daily Smoke, and this is Smoke Sessions, and we out.
Peace.
Peace.
We